Hey, what's happening, everybody? Mac the Duel is coming at you again from the TCG Enterprise, where we talk about all your favorite card games. So, you guys, I got another deck profile coming in, and you guys will be happy about this one. It's been one I've been wanting to do for so long, and finally got around to doing it, and that is Gravekeepers for Yu-Gi-Oh! Honestly, guys, this is one of my very interestingly favorite decks. I never really liked Gravekeepers when they first came out. Never really saw the need for it until I started making it. And then I started liking it. So, I mean, it's just kind of one of those kind of decks that you figured, oh, I don't really like going up against this thing. But then later on down the road, when you do start making it, it makes it all worth the wild. Anyways, let's go ahead and get on with the list, you guys. And starting off here, we're going to be going with 3 Gravekeeper's Commandment. Key card, you need to have 3. It is your one that searches out for your Necro Valley. At the time, this thing was going up almost to $10 to $15, and then it dropped down to like 7 or so. But it still holds pretty strong for its price value because it does search out for the Necro Valley that you need. Is the key card for these kind of decks. Especially with Gravekeepers, that they need to have the Necro Valley. Stuns off from effects, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, but anyways, and then we're going to be going in with 2 Gravekeepers Headman, which is awesome. This one, if it gets summoned here, you can target a level 4 Gravekeeper from the graveyard, and you can special summon it in an attack position or into face-down defense position, and you only use the effects of that once per turn. But it's good to get your Gravekeepers to come back, so then that way you could swarm out the field and start Exceed summoning, or Fusion summoning, or any other kind of summoning that you want to go ahead and do and lock down your opponent. Then we're going to be running 3 of the Gravekeeper's Recruiter. This one will allow you to go ahead, if you gain this card you control, we get sent into the graveyard there. It lets you get a Gravekeeper monster with 1500 or less defense from your deck and then put it to your hand, which is great because a lot of the Gravekeepers are 15 or less anyways. So it makes it all the world worthwhile to go ahead and get 3 copies of this thing, full set. Why not? Some people have seen run 2. Your basic preference on towards that there, whatever you guys want to run. And then I'm going to be running 3 Spiritualist. Honestly, people running 1. Some people run 2. I figure the 3 is really good. It basically states that if during your main phase, if Necro Valley is out onto the field, you can special summon a spellcaster monster from your fusion or extra deck with this card in your control and other monsters from your hand or field as the fusion material. So this allows you to go ahead and get out for your fusion, which is really awesome, which you guys will see that later on. Then we're going to be going with 1 Gravekeeper's Heretic. This is really cool. Honestly, the effect is great. This card is on the field, is unaffected by other card effects as long as Necro Valley is out on towards the field. It just gives it some extra protection, especially since a lot of times you want to go ahead and at least keep one thing out on towards the field. You can start setting up a wall for yourself, which is really good. This guy comes into play where he can't be affected by it, so that's also good too. And then we run 1 Descendant, 1 Gravekeeper's Descendant. This is an awesome card, I'll be honest with you. It's really good for popping. Spot removal, you could always have those, and it just makes it all the well worthwhile. And that's it for the Gravekeeper side. Now on towards the fun side, I like to call it, is that we're actually going to be going with 3 Silent Magician. Now, mind you, I know people aren't really running Silent Magician as much anymore, but I'll be honest with you, this is a great way to do it because of the fact that this thing can come out and it can also negate stuff. So if you're playing up against generators, like one time I played up against my buddy who had a generator deck, and I ended up using the Gravekeepers, and I brought out the Silent Magician, and I got rid of the generator boss spell, which was awesome. He couldn't play anything else after that. And then I ended up going out for Royal Tribute, and I made him discard Ash Blossom, which is also really fun. But anyways, this one will get a buff, which is great. And then at the same time, when you have it up to what your advantage would be when you have spellcasters, because it is a spellcaster deck anyways, then you can go ahead and bring out the level 8, which is great. And it cannot be normal summon or set, but then you have to have it special summoned out from the level 4's effect, which essentially is this. You can use this effect towards the level 8. And it's unaffected by your opponent's spell effects, which is great. It basically cannot be hit, and you basically can have a boss out onto the field. So that's it for that package there. Now we're going to go into the spells, and of course we're going to be going with our 3 Necro Valley. It's Necro Valley. Effects don't get triggered out into the graveyard and everything like that. It's one of the most hated floodgate cards in the game. That and of Mystic Mine when it was around, which I'm not sure if it would come back for Mystic Mine, but I mean, who knows? You never know. But probably would be interesting to see what it would be in this format sense. But anyways, 3 Necro Valley. Then we're going to run 3 Necro Valley Throne. This lets you get one of these effects. The Gravekeeper monster, you can add it to your deck to your hand, or immediately after the effect resolves, normal summon 1 monster. You can activate 1 throne per turn. So you only do it out for the 1 effect there, but that's okay because you could still get off from a normal summon when you activate it anyways. So it doesn't really matter to that point there, but it still gets you hand replenishment that you need. Then we're running 3 Royal Tribute. Some people, I would honestly say, are not running 3, and you definitely should run 3 of this card. It allows you to discard your opponent's hand, which is great. What more could you do? And then we're going to be running 2 of the Hidden Temples of the Necro Valley, which is awesome. Activate if only Gravekeeper monsters you control and Gravekeepers are onto the field in the gate. Neither player can special summon monsters except for Gravekeepers, which is really good. It basically stops the field and renders your opponent limited on towards their resources to bring out stuff. Then we're going to be running 2 Super Poly. It's Super Poly, and yes, we're running Super Poly package into this. 1 Terraforming, so we can get out our Necro Valley in case we don't end up getting in for our other resources as far as our commandment goes or anything else for that nature. Terraforming is a plus for free real estate. And then we're going to be going with 1 Harpy's Feather Duster. It's Harpy's Feather Duster. Self-explanatory. On Sorcerer's Traps, the traps, we are going to be running 3 of the Imperial Tombs in the Necro Valley. It's a counter trap. It's great. It works good. And I'll be honest with you, 3 is just as perfect. Then we're going to be going with 3 Crackdown. It's Crackdown. Pick Control. It's awesome. I love it. Then we're going to be going with 1 Necro Valley Temple. It's Necro Valley Temple. It lets you go ahead and get a whole bunch of effects off here. While the monsters you control in the Necro Valley are out onto the field, your opponents will lose to 500 attack and the defense, which is awesome. And then during the main phase, if you have no cards in the hand or in the field zone, I mean, then you can activate the Necro Valley directly from the deck. So. The hand or the graveyard. Hand or the graveyard. But it's still good nonetheless. But it's very cloggy to have more than just the 1, so that just the 1 is good enough as it is. And then 1 Torrential Tribute, because we're going to be doing a lot of summoning, so we might as well go ahead and just blow up the whole field. But we don't care, because if our stuff is in the graveyard, it's going to come back anyway, so it allows us to go ahead and replenish our hands from our graveyards and special summon back, so we don't really care too much about that. As far as the extra deck goes, we're going to be going with 2 Supernaturalist. This allows you out for when you're getting a special summon off from your Spiritualist. It allows you to go ahead and get this out. Supernaturalist is really an insane amount of a card, I'll be honest with you. They'll gain attack equal to the combined total levels of the monsters you control. They're used for its summon, which is good. Times 100, and while its Necro Valley is out onto the field and any card placed in the field zone cannot be destroyed by card effects, and during any card in the field zone cannot be destroyed by card effects, and during any main phase, during your main phase, You can activate this card, card's effect during the end phase of this turn. It allows you to go ahead and add a Gravekeeper monster or Necker Valley card from your deck to your hand. And you only use it once per turn. But it's still, it's honestly, it's a very good card. And I wouldn't recommend doing any more than 2. If you want to run 3, I mean, if you want to go a little bit more themed, then that's fine. But I wouldn't really recommend it too much. Because we're running Super Poly, we have our Starving Venom. Do people still even use Starving Venom? I don't know. I mean, in this format, it's kind of but because it kind of gives a little bit of an edge, I mean, why not? We could definitely use that towards our advantage. Why not? One Clintlet Magician. I cannot tell you how amazing this card is. It has to get Fusion Summon. But if it is Fusion Summon, and you have to use 5 Spellcaster monsters, which luckily enough, the whole deck literally is Spellcaster. With different names, you can destroy all cards your opponent controls, and this will, this face-up card in the field cannot be tributed or used as a fusion material. It cannot be destroyed by card effects, which is awesome. It just basically provides out for a major field wipe, and it just helps. It really does. It really just helps. And it's a perfect target out for Super Poly anyways. So, why not? Then we're going to be going with Topologic Bomber Dragon. It's Topologic Bomber Dragon, and it always helps out to have these kind of cards. The Beat Cop, the Underworld, it's an okay card. It's decent. IP Masquerena, it's the same thing. It's a decent card. Borlo Dragon, it's okay. It's decent. It gives itself a nice beat stick feel towards the field, which, you know, why not? And then we're also going with 1 Abyss Dweller, 1 Time Thief Redoer, 1 Harlan Draco, 1 Dragon, Tornado Dragon, 1 Utopia, and 1 Utopia Lightning. Because we can stack on top of it, because we're running a lot of level 4s, it makes it that much easier to be just running a lot of rank 4s in this deck, a lot of fusions in this deck. No synchros because it doesn't really need it. Unless, of course, I want to run a tuner in this thing. But, I mean, it's mainly solely based on level 4. So I don't really know how a tuner would really help out too much in this deck. Making it synchro. Anyways, and then our side deck, we're going to be going with 3 Lancia. Still a good card in the side deck. I can't explain enough how great this card is to stop effects into the graveyard. So you might as well allow it to be such. 3 DD Crow. It's DD Crow. Target out for the card, then get rid of it. Makes it all the more beneficial for yourself. Then go 2 Twin Twisters and 3 Anti-Spell Fragrance. So then that way we basically have an anti-spell zone towards our opponent, in case if they want to run a lot of spells, now they can't. They want to run a lot of back row, now they can't. We're also filling up with the other Torrential Tributes, just in case, why not? And then also we're going to be going with Different Dimension Ground, because it's Different Dimension Ground. It just basically negates off for effects into the graveyard. Basically any would be sent out for the graveyard, it would automatically be banished instead, which is really fun. So that's the deck. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Feel free to go in and comment down below what you guys think about it. Any tips and tricks on the trade, feel free to go ahead and do so. Also hit the post notification bell so you don't miss a beat on towards that. More videos coming, more deck profiles, hopefully duel videos coming in, and I hope to get some more Master Duel live streams coming in soon, you guys. So just stay tuned in all for that, and I'll see y'all in the next time. Happy gaming.